doesn't matter whether you earn £1,000, a million, or 100. How well you look after it is the way that will determine how much you're able to save. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Cassie and this is Cats in Hand. Today we are talking about ways to save money even on a tight budget or on a minimum wage or on a low income. Many times we hear people talking about saving money and we look at those people and we see how much they earn. But today I'm here as someone who also works a 9 to 5, who isn't on such a huge salary, to let you know the ways that I personally have managed to save money on the little that I earn. Now, I live in London and the cost of living has risen exponentially, from rent prices to bills to council tax to other amenities that we have access to, like trains, trams and buses. Everything has increased. Now, of course, if you're on a higher wage, you're able to save some money because you're able to pay off those bills and still have a lot more left. But if you're on a minimum wage, sometimes it can become hard. Now, it all comes down to how well you're able to manage your finances and see the little that you can save. You can't keep saying you don't have money every time and not know how you can manage your finances in order to create that little money that you want. I believe even if you're on a £1 an hour salary, you can find or finesse ways around your money and your spending in order to help you save some money. Now, the first thing that I would suggest, which is not something that I suggest everyone does because it can also have a negative effect, but the most things that I've seen that is that when people do this, it helps them to save money, is to switch to spending cash rather than using card when you go out to buy or shop or spend. Now, understand this, we live in such a digitalized society that sometimes we can be oblivious to how much money goes out of our account because we're constantly tapping and swiping and using our contactless cards. Now, if for instance, every time you go out, you've got £50 on you to spend for the week, and that is all you've got on you, and you leave your cards at home, I believe that you would have some sort of wisdom to ensure that you're spending that £50 wisely in order for it to last you for the month. If you go to buy something and you look at the £50 that you're about to pull out, you're able to assess yourself and see, oh, I can't afford this, or I don't want to buy this because that's all the money I've got on me right now and I don't want to spend it. Whereas if you've got a contactless, you're constantly tapping and oh, I'll tap anyway, I'll swipe anyway. You've got your credit cards and you're constantly buying. So switching to a cash system rather than using your cards might help you, especially once you go for grocery shopping as well. If you've got maybe £50 with you, you are able to say, look, this is how much I'm here to spend, and I can't spend anymore because I haven't got any other money on me to spend. And so you use it wisely and you ensure you are able to spend within that means. As using cash places a harder limit on your spending and enables you to spend consciously. So switch to cash for your daily expenses, such as I mentioned earlier, on food, groceries, clothing, and those little things that usually go to the corner shop to buy. And the second area that you can cut back and save money on is to cut back on your food and your grocery bill. When you go to shop, having a list with you of the things you want to purchase might help you curb the things that entice you to buy. Now, once you go for shopping and you've got 10 amount of things on your list to buy, I know sometimes once we're in the queue to pay for the things we bought in the shop, we see those little things. Putting a limit on yourself and restraining yourself from purchasing anything and everything can help you to save money as well as meal prepping as well. Cutting down on a food bill. Once you meal prep, you know that I've got this amount of food in my fridge to eat for the week or for the month. And so you're able to cook accordingly. And once you go to the grocery shop, you don't buy excess things that you don't need to use in that particular meal that you're preparing. Likewise, once you meal prep, you have some for dinner, you have some for lunch, you're able to take some leftovers to work for lunch, thereby preventing you from spending money on Uber Eats, Deliveroo, and the lunches that you buy from the shops, like the meal deals. It would cut back on those things as well. Now, I understand that in some situations or circumstances, such as birthday parties and stuff like that, you may want to go out and splurge or go to a restaurant and eat. But once you're able to save money in these areas, you're able to budget wisely for those times. You're able to leave space in your money for those times when you want to go out and spend with other people. Buying generic brands can also be a way that you can save money as well in the grocery shop. So buying named brands. For instance, when you go to Lidl or Aldi or Sainsbury's or Tesco's here in the UK, I believe there are brands that they've made in-house brands that are cheaper compared to the name brands like Quakers and all of those things, that is higher because of the brand as well, because you have to pay for the brand. And so buying generic things which have the same ingredients like the name brands as well can be a way that you can save money. You don't need to buy anything fancy, any fancy carrots. All carrots are carrots. I know sometimes the generic brands might be inferior, but if you can cut back on the named brands and just purchase a few of them, it can be a way that you can save money. Another area that you can save money is to buy or make your larger purchases at the end of the month. Once you get paid, you're able to deduct all your bills from the bill. And once you budget, you're able to see where you've got leftover money. Now, this leftover money can be used to purchase the huge items that you want to purchase, like a new laptop, a new car, and stuff like that. Likewise, in the sales companies and in these companies that you purchase from, most of them have a budget at the beginning of the month that they have to reach. Now, towards the end of the month, some of these people may have reached their budget, and so they're able to offer discounts on the remaining items that they want to clear. They're able to offer discounts as well, so you're able to purchase them at a discounted rate compared to if you had purchased them in the beginning. So the best way to also save money is not impulse buy anything that you want to buy, like laptops, a car, TV. Those large purchases that you think it would take a huge chunk out of your money, wait until after you get paid or at the end of the month to make those purchases. It enables you to think about them wisely and look at the best offers that you can have to purchase them as well. Another area that you can save money from if you are on a low income salary or on a tight budget is to look at your place of residence or your accommodation. Are you able to share an accommodation with a friend or a family member? Maybe you may not want to move back home, but there are places here in London that offer maybe a 6-bedroom flat with a shared hall and a shared kitchen, where students and people who work a 9 to 5 usually rent. You can also look into renting that rather than having a whole 1-bedroom flat to yourself that you hardly are in anyway because you work Monday to Friday and your weekends are mostly spent outside. That can be a way that you can save money. Or looking for a much cheaper apartment compared to living in the city. Sometimes these are things that we want to live up to or prove that we are also living in certain areas, but it doesn't matter, especially if you want to save money in the long term. You might be able to save money now and go into those places maybe later on in your life, but right now they may not be necessary. So maybe moving back home might be the greatest idea. If your parents have a 4-5-bedroom house that no one lives in those two, you can move back. Offer them some sort of incentive every month to support the bills, but that would help you save back on a lot of money. Most of us wished we had stayed at home longer than when we moved out, because that is the best way to save money on a low income. Another way that you can save money whilst you're on a tight budget is to unsubscribe from promotional emails. Now, once you buy an item, sometimes you're able to purchase it as a guest, and you'll get offered, first time buyer options like 10% discounts when buying it for the first time. I think you constantly buying things as a guest would enable you to be able to get these offers as well. I know it might be a few £1 or £2, but those little pennies can come up and put together can generate a huge amount of pound. Once you create these accounts, they're able to then send you promotional offers like in season styles, discounts and stuff that all eat into your money. But these are things that they use to entice you, advertisements that they can use to cause you to spend more money than you probably have. So from these same promotions, you can clear your browsing data as well, which prevents certain things from being recommended to you. Most of these websites uses cookies, and these are used to track your data and see the things that you usually research for. So maybe searching incognito for certain items might help you get a lesser deal. For instance, if you want to book a flight to a place, I heard that you could also use incognito, because the more you check, the more the prices go up on your actual browser. So clearing your browsing data and searching incognito might help you as well as with your subscriptions to cable TV and to Netflix and all of these added streaming sites. You can stick to one platform per month and see how it works for you, and then you'll be able to switch between the different ones, but don't have all of them running at the same time, because that's how your money is spent. You don't have time to be watching these videos all month. So maybe subscribing to Netflix for 1 month, then maybe moving to Prime the next month, and seeing how well it works for you can help you save money rather than subscribing to all. Another area that you can save money on a tight budget is to set a no spend day or a no spend week for yourself. Hear me out. This has helped me so much. Sometimes you don't know how much you're spending until you go a day or two without buying anything and you see how much left you have in your account. Now, telling yourself that every Monday I'm going moneyless on Monday, which means that on Mondays I'm not going to buy anything or purchase anything except obviously my bills that may go out on Monday, maybe your direct debits that may go out, but I'm not buying anything. I'm not going to have cash on me. I'm not going to have my card on me on Mondays. See how much you're able to spend, then move it to maybe Mondays and Fridays, then maybe move it to a week in a month, and then see how well you can do for yourself. These are all things that you can help discipline yourself with your spending and help you save money in the long run. Now, I know having money and spending it at your will is the easiest thing these days, but trust me, with the vision that you've got and the success that you want to reach with your money, the best way you can do is to ensure that you're looking after your money and saving the little bit that you can. It doesn't matter whether you earn £1,000, £1 million, or 100. How well you look after it is the way that will determine how much you're able to save. There are people who own a 6-figure income who at the end of the month have got nothing to show for it. Why? Because they're spending everything that they have. So make sure you look after the pennies and the pounds will look after themselves. Make sure you check these last 2 videos that I uploaded and ensure that you've watched, liked, and comment on them. Please share my channel with friends and family, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.